City Bridge Cocoon started for me a long time ago. Whenever that movie Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by Clint Eastwood came out, I came out of that movie and I was kind of going through a breakup, and something in that movie made me think of major 7 chords. And I always equate major 7 chords with British composers and British music, is because everything's so glum over there, like that movie was, that you hear them in British music. There's a lot of major 7 chords that they have a special use for those chords over there to brighten stuff up. It's very melancholy because it's like, it always, when I hear a major 7 chord, it always reminds me of a glum background with a happy picture with a glum background. So you can interpret it many different ways. So I had this progression, this basic idea for a song. I never done anything with it. I could kind of never do anything with it. And then when we started writing this album, I started thinking, maybe this would be time to bring that out. So I had this thing, and I started thinking, I was walking by the river, by the Glendale studio, by Coney Island Studios. There's a part of the river over there where you could see like the bridge coming over, you know, these very concrete bridges that come over the concrete banks of the river, in which there's like this wild vegetation growing now. And once, if you look closely, sometimes you could see weird things like cocoons and stuff, and butterflies and birds. And so I brought this idea, the musical idea, and that image to the group. I was like, you know, this is like, I don't know, this is like birds soaring, like butterflies, like cocoons or whatever. It's about like, could be like about transformation. And then musically, the way we dealt with the transformation was like from cocoon to butterfly is how we go from like a ternary rhythm into like a binary rhythm, and so on. And so how life changes and how the cycles of life change, but yet keep on going. You know, even like the monarch butterflies that, you know, they begin a journey from here to Mexico, but only like the grandchildren and great-grandchildren arrive there and come back. And so it's like a repeating cycle. Marta wrote some really beautiful lyrics. The basic structure of the song City Bridge Cocoon is like this interplay between ternary and binary rhythms. And they, I guess subconsciously, actually it was by design as well, these are semi-abrupt changes bring you, kind of represent the changes in the butterfly's life cycle. So, you know, where this kind of caterpillar, you know, goes and makes this cocoon, and then out of this cocoon comes a butterfly and flies and goes all over the world and pollinates flowers, and it's like, and then it goes back. It starts all over. And you see, when you hear the song, you see the song goes from ternary to binary to ternary to binary. And it's sort of like that. It's always flying all around. An example, I'll illustrate that, going from ternary, which is emphasis on 3, to binary, emphasis on 2 or 4. So when it begins, it goes like, it bent to the wind, right? And then by the light of the moon, right? And then when it's time to go to the verse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Then the city bridge cocoon. So, you know, we're back in like primordial state. And then, fly, fly, little butterfly, no? I'm not a singer. But those are the things that Martha so beautifully put into words. Like those kinds of changes and concepts. And then she went further, talking about, you know, like a blade of grass sprouting through concrete. It's like all these changes. We are talking about urban animals and urban cityscapes. So, like, what says more about like life, nature claiming back its territory, and a blade of grass sprouting through concrete, or like a butterfly being born from underneath a cement bridge, and pollinating life around the city. That's what it's about.
Yeah, there's some enigmatic tunes in here. There's some songs that when you listen to it, it raises questions. And one of them is the City Bridge Caccoon, which is a song about transformation. It's about a caterpillar in a cocoon turning into a butterfly. And that particular caterpillar living under a bridge in downtown Los Angeles. And despite being in an urban place, in a concrete jungle, it feels like, you know, being imprisoned. That transformation can still take place. So it's a really hopeful song. And something that city dwellers and people who face constraints could relate to, whatever kind of constraints those are. The possibilities for overcoming obstacles are always there for us.